Hello everyone, Leaf Reed here, and today I have Drinking with the Saints. This was a book that was actually gifted to me as a Christmas present, and the person obviously knows me very well because I like a good drink and I love the history of the church or epistemology or whatever it's called. I would actually recommend this to anyone who's not necessarily interested in the church, but actually someone who's interested in history. It's actually very nice how you can open this up and they'll have a little vignette about a certain, typically Catholic or, Christian figure, and then it'll relate it to some kind of drink. So I think the main one, is... I'm not sure if that's Thomas. No, that's not Thomas Aquinas. But there's an entry about Thomas Aquinas in here, and he was renowned for being kind of a large guy, and so for him they had like a little thing of mulled wine, I believe. And so here they have, someone famous like Our Lady of Fatima. So it'll have, usually a little entry. They try to do a, every single day on the calendar. So they have a day. They have a saint or holy person with their picture, and they'll have a little excerpt and a little paragraph about them, and at the end of it they'll also have a recipe for a drink, and it gives you very specific instructions, 2 ounces of whatever, and how to mix it, and how, if it's served on ice or not. And so, between May 13th and October 13th, 1917, Our Lady appeared 6 times to 3 shepherd children near the Portuguese village of Fatima. During these apparitions, the Blessed Virgin shared 3 secrets with them. Terrifying glimpses of hell, a call to spread devotion to the Immaculate Heart, and to have the Pope consecrate Russia into her Immaculate Heart to receive the communion of reparation on first Saturdays. Failing that, Our Lady predicted the onslaught of World War II and the spread of Soviet communism. The 3rd secret involved the bishop dressed in white, felled by these enemies. Pope John Paul II interpreted the attempt on his life in St. Peter's Square on May 13th, 1981, as the fulfillment of this secret. So it'll give you a little excerpt, a little history lesson, a little, spiritual or doctrine teaching. This is now why we have this. I'm sure St. Patrick is in here somewhere. And then you'll have something like, St. John the Silent. St. John 454 to 558 earned the sobriquet Hesychast the Silent because of his love for the solitary life. He founded a monastery that was later appointed bishop, a position in which he was so overwhelmed that he fled to Jerusalem and joined a monastery as a construction worker. It was only when he was being considered for the ordination that he revealed this secret. He spent the rest of his life either closed away in a cell or as a hermit in the desert. For the silent monk, why not have a silent monk, which is 1 ounce of Benedictine, a ½ ounce of Cointreau, and 1 ounce of light cream. That actually sounds rather nice. Pour all ingredients into a shaker filled with ice and shake 40 times, and then strain into a cocktail glass. So, it's a very fun book. It's something that you don't really read left to right. You just kind of read, you just kind of open it up and just, you just don't know what you're going to hit with. And you're either going to see a piece of history that's interesting, or you're going to see a drink that sounds interesting. In fact, the Benedictine sounds very nice. And then they'll take old, classical drinks and put their own spit on it or whatever. So would I recommend this book? I suppose so. If you're into drinks and like random historical facts, I definitely would. It's definitely an interesting read. It's a conversation starter. If you are an avid drink maker, I suppose you could try to go through each day of the year doing this. I'm not sure what the doctrine is on that. I'm sure the Mormons would have your head. But it's fun. It's a nice book. It's nice and heavy. It has a good weight to it. It looks nice. It's all right, and it was a very nicely received gift, so thank you very much. As always, guys, that's Drinking with the Saints, and keep reading.